What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode on Full Spool Racing. Today I think I'm going to talk about doing the lower boxes on this thing, cutting them out, getting them ready. I should have done a full video on doing the uppers, but I got started on the whole YouTube thing pretty much whenever I got done with them, with pulling them out. At least I am going to do a video on installing them, but the lower torque boxes, these things, they look like they're going to be more of a pain, let's see, to cut out than the upper was. So I'll get in here, I'll probably cut one of them out first, and then whenever I do the other one, I'll start the video on it. Before I get started on that today, like y'all saw in the last video, I have a mess out here. So I'm gonna get started on cleaning this mess up, trying to organize a little bit, get some of these old parts out of the way that I don't need anymore. Pretty much all of this is junk unless I find somebody that needs it. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up this mess real quick and I'll be coming back shortly, getting started on cutting these upper or lower boxes out. Stay tuned. Alright, got her cleaned up. My time lapse kind of cut off there in the middle, but I did get my work area cleaned up a little bit. It's still kind of a mess, cluttered on this side, cluttered in the corners, but most of that stuff I need to keep out where it is, or it's going to be gone soon to other individuals that have bought things. But I did get everything cleared out from under the car so I can roll around under here nicely. Alright, here we go. Got some light under here for y'all. See this lower box, how it's kind of put in here. You can see on the edges where it comes up, wraps around. There's a bunch of welds right in here on this side. If you look, most of the welds, let me see if I can get in on this. Let me find it. Where am I looking? Right there. You see that small indentation right there? That's a weld, so you need to drill that out or do whatever. Try not to go all the way through. You won't hurt the structure too much drilling all the way through, but you want to keep as much material. This is the frame of your car, so. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna cut straight down this. At first, I'm gonna cut all the way down to here. Cut all straight down that line. I think I'm going to come over here and cut all the way along this at the bottom, and then cut up the sides and the same thing. And then up here, I think there's going to be a weld right there. You can tell, you can see how this comes up where it's bent. There's a weld right there. I'm going to just drill that weld out. And any other welds that I find in here, I'm going to just drill out. There's some up in here. There's one right there. There's one right back in there that you can see right. Yeah, you can see it right there. So I'll drill that out. Any other ones I find, I'll just drill them out. Like I said, I'm gonna just cut. There's probably some in there. There's probably some up in here too that are gonna be impossible to get to. But like I said, I'm just gonna cut right along that, right along this, up each side, and we'll see what we get. I was trying to fit this box up in here, this Maryland Racing lower box. Let me see if I can kind of see how it's going to sit. It goes right there. So you can see, once I get this box cut out, once I get this fit up in there, all these holes, there's a lot more adjustability than the single hole. So on the inside where this is, there's a plate that they give you that you got to cut this hole out a lot bigger. So we'll be doing that. And you can see how this plate comes over the edge. So whenever I do cut these off, I'm gonna have to come back and knock all this off. Try to make it where it's the smoothest mating surface as possible and knock all the paint off so I can have a good clean surface to weld to. Alright, I'm gonna get busy cutting this side out. This is the driver's side. I'm gonna get busy cutting this side out and get myself familiar with this side. And then once I get done with this side, once I get to that side over there, I'm gonna turn the camera on and really show exactly what you have to do once I figure it out 100%. But here we go. Here goes nothing. Alright, as you can see already, I changed my mind from what I was going to do. I said I was going to cut across here and across here, but I went ahead and started drilling out all these welds. You probably couldn't tell in the time lapse, but I took a chisel and I scraped everywhere that I thought there was going to be some welds in here, under here, through here. I scraped. This car's been undercoated. As you can see, all this crap, it's got a bunch of undercoating on it. So you just scrape it, take something, scrape that undercoating off or whatever. You can see the welds a lot easier. And I went ahead and drilled them. I drilled these from the outside of the car because I could get to them better. I don't mind doing this. This is going to be a dedicated race car, but I will come through and tack those back up once I'm done. But I'm still drilling out some. I got a few more to go, but you can see where I've started drilling these. I think I forgot these in here. There's a couple right in here that I need to drill. I got my son out here. He came out here to help me. Say hi, Asher. But I'm gonna throw this thing back on a time lapse and get to drilling and cutting some more. Alright, once you're to this point on drilling them out, you can pretty much take a chisel and stick up in here and hit it a couple times and it'll pop the rest of that, what's left of that weld out in there. Kind of like you see I done over here. See how I drilled it? I drilled it out to the same as what this one is. I took this chisel, I put up in here and I popped it and it broke free. So you don't have to go all the way through the frame. As you can see inside of there, I didn't go all the way through the frame. There's still, I cut into it a little bit, but it's still structurally sound. I'm sure if you did drill all the way into this, you wouldn't be drilling enough to hurt it. But let's get to cutting and drilling some more. All right, just like that, it's out. Now it's the next day. My phone went dead last night, so I couldn't continue filming, but I did get this thing out last night. I tore it up a little more than I really wanted to. Over here, you can see I tore a big chunk out right here. Some of these holes up in here, I kind of butchered it up a little bit, to be honest. I still got a piece I need to get out right here. I need to get that piece out. I got a piece over here I have to get out. And then I ended up, like I said I was going to do, I ended up cutting the back part of this here. So I'm going to I got to still drill out a couple of these and cut this off across right here. I do have subframe connectors, and I'm hoping that they're not going to be in the way right here. I stuck the Maryland racing box up in there, and I think it's going to be barely enough room to clear it. So I got a lot of cleaning up to do. The good thing with metal is I can take and patch all this up, which I'm going to do. I'm going to weld all this up before I get started putting these boxes back in. I'm going to clean all this off and come in and weld all this. That's my son up there being crazy. But you can see where I had to drill out these welds. These were the last two I had to do. They were kind of, you can't see them. Like I was saying, that these two in here were the last ones I had to get out. You'll see whenever I show you this box, I had to pull down this back side to get in there to drill them out, and then the box just fell right out. This other side, whenever I do it, I'm going to drill every single spot weld out first before I ever try to cut anything out. The welds I drilled out from the side over here, once I get the new box put up in there, I'm actually going to use those and weld right back to the side of this box. So those are going to get welded back up, and I'll sand them down smooth. Maybe if I need to, use a little body filler and make that where you can't even see that they were there anymore. So I'll reutilize all of these to make new spot welds. But I'll show you the box. It's a little, it came out on one piece, but it is a little messed up, so you can't really tell. Here, so this was the back side. And as you can see, these spot welds here, there's 4 of them in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 1, 2, 3, or 2 in the side. And you got these 2 down here. And then on this side here would be the front side up here. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4. And for these, there's actually 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These I actually went into the inside of the car, and you can look. I'll show you on the other side. You can actually look in here and see where these spot welds are. And I just went ahead and drilled. Hey, buddy, what's up?
What are you doing here, Dad?
I'm filming. You can actually see. Oh, this side isn't as defined. You can't see them as well. Yeah, I can't see them as well on this side, but on the other side, I could see them really well. So I just went ahead and drilled them from the inside out. Watch out, buddy. Let me show them. You can see right here where these holes are. I just went ahead and drilled them there. And again, same as the ones on the bottom down there, I will take and use these and use them as a spot weld spots, so I can spot weld right back into that new box there. But that pretty much is gonna do it for this video. I'll probably do a part 2 on the other side and really go more in depth, because I learned a lot from this side. Like I was saying, I learned a lot from this side. I really butchered it up a lot more than I wanted to. So, but I will clean it up. That's the good thing about metal, is you can sand it, cut little pieces and fill in the big holes that I made, and weld it all up, make it look pretty again, like it never was done. The other side, I'm gonna do more prep with drilling out all of the spot welds first. Now that I know where all of them are from doing the driver's side, the passenger side, they're pretty much going to be in the same spots. Excuse me. So I'll go ahead and drill out all the spot welds that I can see, and then once I go to start pulling it off, if I find any more, I'll address them at that time. But so any of you guys out there that are doing this stuff yourself, I have never done this job myself, the uppers or the lowers. And I'm just doing it as I go, learning, Googling stuff, getting on YouTube, watching videos. And even if you don't have the tools to put these boxes back in, say, maybe you're trying to save $1 or $2 here and there, and you can cut all this stuff out yourself at home before you take it to a shop to put these boxes in, or you're prepping your car to take to the chassis shop, so you can put your car up on jack stands like I have here, and then cut everything out of it like I have done. Cut the upper and lower boxes, cut the trunk out, take the whole interior out, take the front end off, do all that, and set this thing down on a dolly before you take it to a chassis shop. That could be an option for you if you're comfortable with cutting this stuff out. It's not really a big deal to do it, but But I had it probably took me 3 hours to do that box, and that's just because I had never done it before. I guarantee that other side it's probably going to take me less than an hour to do. Now that I know how to do what I've done and I learned from this side, I'll do the other side better. But coming up next, after I get this other box done and clean all this areas up, I'm probably going to start on the mini tubs, cutting out for the mini tubs and all that. So stay tuned. Come back for the next video. Y'all comment, like, subscribe, and share away. I appreciate it.